I know that Pilates have gained more traction and started to become more famous over I think the past few years. We're starting to see a boom in Pilates classes everywhere, even in Johor, right? How does Pilates specifically empower women and connect with their bodies and mind? Because that's kind of like the majority of the Pilates participant. Because
That's right.
I've also seen some men, like footballers, trying to do Pilates, and in those videos, these like muscular footballers started to become girls because they cannot handle the endurance, the core.
I see what you mean. Their weaknesses were exposed.
Yep. And some of them even describe Pilates is actually a combat exercise.
Oh wow.
Instead of like from the eye of men, they see Pilates as like a girly thing, and when they tried it, it's actually more
intense,
challenging intense than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, how does that specifically empower women to connect with their bodies and mind?
So I think touching on what you first brought up was that Pilates has become, due to social media and because we have so much access to anything by the touch of our screen, right? Pilates has become this whole other, I wouldn't say monster, but it's become this phenomenon where trend, and everyone has their own take on what Pilates is. It's not a regulated word. So sometimes what you may see on Instagram is more classical Pilates, or sometimes you might see something that's more fitness technique, but it's more Pilates inspired. So I think that's the misconception, is that Pilates is just one thing, and it's not. It was invented by this man called Joseph Pilates, which I think people are surprised by, because they think, I thought Pilates is for women. How come what do you mean? Pilates is actually a person's surname? Yes. So Joseph Pilates is a man, and he invented it. But a lot of women, I think, due to a variety of things, so social media or just maybe through their network and their circle of friends, they gravitate towards Pilates a lot easier because for that very reason. I personally have found that Pilates empowers women through all stages of their life. As someone who did it in their teens, me seeing my clients, like moms bringing their daughters to do Pilates with them or separate together, grandmas, women who are going through so many hormonal changes, whether it's just the natural stages of life through prenatal, when after they've given birth, postnatal, or whether it's they're going through perimenopause, menopause, or after. There's just so much flux that happens in a woman's life that I feel Pilates is something that allows them to ground themselves and just give themselves that space for me time, and to realize it's not selfish. We all need that space for ourselves. And if Pilates is an exercise that you enjoy, then I think you've hit the nail on the head. Like, you found the thing that's gonna help you to focus and give you time to breathe, because all of the Pilates exercise that we do requires you to tap into really using your, what we call lateral breathing, your diaphragmatic breathing. So I think that's why, as a woman, I like doing it, because it really grounds me and it allows me that time to focus.
Does Pilates helps your mobility? Like, as we age, women tend to grow, our body tend to grow old faster than men, because there's a concept in which we are not built like men. So, but in terms of mobility, does Pilates help women to kind of maintain their body throughout the years they are aging? which is
Yeah. So I think I would rephrase the maintaining the body, because it's hard to maintain a certain state. I don't think it's possible because of just the different hormonal fluctuations that happen within our body as women. But it doesn't mean that you can't be your best self, and meaning, you know, you give your body what it needs, so nutrients or exercise, and as we age, and we have to come to terms with being at peace with aging, which is, it takes some time. Our bodies change, and we need more strength training. We need more exercises that are going to give us that bone density, preservation, and just like strength of our muscles to support the body. So Pilates definitely includes strength training. It includes joint mobility, because we focus on both what we call eccentric muscle contractions and concentric muscle contractions. I won't go too depth into it, but basically like strengthening your body in the as many ranges of motion as possible, because a lot of times in our everyday life we're so used to just moving in one specific pattern or one specific plane of movement. So for you and I, we're very frontal right now. We're just like, we're not like using the back of our body to like move, right? So we're very used to this posture, and because of that our muscles stiffen, and you know, our fascia, our connective tissue stiffen, and Pilates definitely, in the style that I do Pilates, Basi Pilates, it's again paying homage to classical Pilates. In one session you will move the entire body, so meaning we won't just focus on the arms or the legs. It's full ranges of movement. It's flexions, it's extension, it's rotation, it's side bending, through all the different joints and all the different muscle parts of the body. So in that way, I think it does contribute to mobility.
I want to go back to the fact that you mentioned earlier, where Pilates was actually invented by a guy. Many of us, including me, didn't know about it, because I always thought that it's just a name we throw out to name this kind of exercise. But as a Pilates instructor throughout, you mentioned earlier the 9 years of becoming one. How would you ratio the participant joining your program? How in terms of sex, how many men versus women joining?
Oh, we're going there. Okay, so I will preface it by saying I am a woman and I identify as a woman. So naturally, I'm going to gravitate towards women to teach women. And if they have partners or, you know, brothers, husbands, cousins that come along, then I welcome them to come along as well. Yeah, because again, like Pilates is not gender specific. It's for everybody who wants to do it. But naturally, yes, I do have more women students in my classes.